Hi guys, and welcome to my channel. My name's Teresa and I'm the car boot crafter, and welcome to Countdown to Christmas. And today's project are these cute little German bell ornaments that I've got. I'm going to show you how to make both of them. So this one has got the beads on the bottom and the wire through for you to hook it onto your tree. And this one has not got the beads at the bottom, but it's got baker's twine at the top to hang it from the tree. So I'll show you how to make both ones, but I'll start off by showing you how to make the bell element of the ornament first of all. So these are made by 6x6 papers, well, card really, double-sided card, but I'm going to show you on a 12x12 just because it's easier for you to see what I'm doing. Okay, so you start off with your piece of card. It doesn't matter what size they are as long as it's a square. Okay, so, and as I said, these ones were made using a 6x6, so this is going to be substantially bigger, but can still be used, and they are boxes, so I could even use this to put some gifts in. Okay, so I'm going to start off with my, I want this pattern on the outside, so I'm going to lay that face down, and I'm going to simply fold in half, edge to edge, like that. Okay, now the secret to this fold, these German bells, is really good crease marks whenever you're folding. So I'm going to open that up and I'm going to turn it, and I'm going to fold again the other way. So I'm going to just line up and edge to edge on the other way, and again really good, reinforce those creases with my bone folder. Open it up, and this time I'm going to fold it in half, but it's going to be point to point. So folding it in half, and this is when you'll find out if you've got a true square or not. So just trying to make sure I'm matching that up as well as possible. The more precise you are with your folds, the better your bells will be. So all the way down, as you can see, I'm getting some nice points on this one. So I'm going to open it up and I'm going to turn it the other way, and I'm going to bring this point to that point now as well. So exactly the same as we've just done. Fold it in half, but this time the other point to point, and again reinforcing that fold really well with my bone folder. There we go, and then open it out again. Now what you've got now is you've got a fold that way, a fold that way, a fold that way, and a fold that way, and it's these diagonal ones that we're going to work on first. So what we're going to do is find your diagonal. So there's mine going through there. I would use, I've got a pencil, I don't know whether that will show up. So there's my, no, it's not showing off very well at all on there. I haven't got any black felt tips there really. No, that's glue. And that's, no. So there's my diagonal. Let me just reinforce that a little bit more. There's my diagonal, and I'm going to bring this edge up to meet that diagonal there, all the way across. It's an easy fold. I'm sure you'll have done it a dozen times. I find it easier to roll, especially this end, to roll on that point and just bring it all the way up to that that middle score line, that diagonal score line that we've got. So the first one I always find the hardest one. So there we go. And I'm just going to again reinforce those diagonals, really careful. And we're going to create a kite because we're going to bring this side up to meet that middle fold, like that diagonal fold again. So I'm just going to bring it across. And the second one I find easiest because I just need to line this edge up with this edge here, and then everything else should follow through. So just going to follow that all the way down get my nice point at the bottom there, hold it tight, and then reinforce it with my bone folder again all the way down to the bottom, and we've got our kite shape. Now we're going to open it up again, and using this point I'm now going to do exactly the same. So I'm going to turn it round, and using that diagonal I'm now going to bring this edge in and do exactly the same again, creating my kite again. So we're going to do this 4 times on each corner, on each point. Just roll that corner, get a nice sharp. It's not the end of the world if you don't get a really sharp point, but it does make them look a little bit, it does finish them off a bit more. You can disguise it if you don't with your ribbon. Okay, and then all the way down, then again this edge across. I just find it easier to turn it round so that I'm working away from myself. So join that up, roll it down. This is an origami fold, which I'm sure you've seen a lot of my videos. I'm quite fond of doing these origami folds. I do find you get some really good results with them. Open that out, and I'm going to work on this point now. Open it out, and it's going to be this diagonal that I'm working on. So I'm just reinforce that just so as I can see it again. I don't know whether you can see it there, but it is there. So again I'm going to bring that across, rolling that point, get a nice sharp point on there. Once I'm happy it's lined up with that middle score line, fold it down and reinforce that fold. I'm just turning it, making it easier for myself, and bring it up. Join those 2 edges up, because I know then that will help me to make that nice sharp point at the bottom. And as I say, if it's not completely sharp, it's not the end of the world. You can disguise it when you decorate the box when you're finished. Open that up again. I'm going to work on this point. So it's going to be this diagonal. So again, bring that edge up and create our last kite shape. So line that up, roll this bottom here, get that nice point going on at the bottom, and of course the last one is going to fidget and not let me do it as sharp as I would like, but hey ho. So there's that one. Turn it round, and I'm going to do this one now. So let's just line those up against the score mark, fold it all the way, chase it all the way down to the bottom, and get a nice sharp point on the bottom, and there we go, all the way down. And I'm reinforcing all of those folds yet again. So that's my last kite mark. So I've done a kite mark here, a kite shape here, I've done it on this point here like that, I've done it at this point here like that, and I've done it at this point here like that. Now that gives us all the crease marks we need to now make our box. So what you need to do is in here where you folded it like that, you'll find that you've got a crease mark coming down. It'll meet that one going across, and then you've got another one going here. So we're just going to encourage that to come in, and the same on the opposite side. Give that a little pinch to encourage it to come in like that. And then we're just going to turn it around and do exactly the same on this side. This one's already starting to come in, it's wanting to do that. This one's going to need a little encouragement, so there we go. just pinch that, and you can see now that the points are starting to come together, and all we need to do now is lift them up like that and join them all together. You might get a little bit of resistance, but if I just hold that like that, you can now see that shape is starting to happen. What's happening here and on this one is that it just needs a little bit of encouragement. It's just, if you can see, it's just rolled round. So all we need to do is put our finger there, just encourage that crease mark there, and again here, just push it down and it'll just pop to where it needs to be, and we have that shape on the bottom and the shape on the top. Okay, and then because I've used the 12 by 12, I could use that now as a gift package. So I'd glue those and then just open that one up, put my gift in there, push it back down, bring that up, and then I could glue that all shut, or double-sided tape it all shut, and use that to put as a gift. Maybe put a little bow on the top or something with a to and from. So I'm just going to leave that one, and I'll pop that to one side because that's the large one, and I'll bring in these two that I've already done. Okay, so these are the ones I've already created, and these are two more that I'm working on. So let's do them the other way round, just to bring the changes in. So this one I've used some baker's twine. So let's bring in my baker's twine and unravel some. Just going to have a bit of a piece there, however long you feel. That's probably about 9 or 10 inches. Pop that. Oh, I'll leave that out because I'm going to put a bow on it as well. So using my baker's twine, I'm just going to do a simple knot in the bottom like that. There we go, simple knot, and then I'm just going to hook it over one like that, make sure that my knot is within the box. I'm going to grab my glue, and I'm just going to put some glue on these panels here. So there, and then I'm going to go all the way up to the top. Do it on all of them, just a little bit like that. On this side as well. I'm even going to put some on here where I've got my bit of baker's twine. Put some down the bottom, some on there. So I've done all sides, just a little squodge, not a huge amount. Pop that next to it, and now I'm just going to fold it back together like that. And as I fold it, I'm now going to bring my baker's twine up and making sure that it is captured within the box. As you can see there, I've got my baker's twine in there, so that now will glue shut and hold that in place, so that I can hang it on the tree. And what you can do, same as I've done here, I've just taken another piece of baker's twine, wrapped it round and created that little bow. If I've got enough time on the video, if we don't run out of memory, I'll do that once it's dried. The best thing to do is to use some quick dry glue if you've got some. I haven't, have I? I've not used my quick dry, so let me just pop a little bit in there, and hopefully that'll grab nice and quick, and I'll be able to do that afterwards. Okay, so that's the first one. Let's bring that baker's twine to the top so it comes out the point. I'm just going to leave that there to dry. Normally I would hold it until I'm sure it's completely grabbed, but I'm just going to pop that to one side. Hopefully that'll dry. Oh, it's sprung open. Let's just pinch it too again. You can't peg it or anything, you literally just have to hold it. That is because of the shape, otherwise you'll risk creasing it and losing the shape of the box, unfortunately. So once you've done that, let's move on to the other one. Now this is the one which is a little bit more decorative. It's got all these lovely beads at the bottom and the wire through the middle. So where did I put my piece of wire? So I've got a piece of wire. Now this is longer than I need. It's 9 inches in length. And what I'm going to do, I've lost my pokey tool, so I'm just going to use my knife very carefully. I'm going to flatten it a bit actually. Just going to make a little hole right in the middle where all of those creases intersect. Okay, and then that's where I'm going to thread my wire through. So I'm just going to make sure it threads through. Yeah, that's fine. Now I'm going to grab my pliers. So I've got some cutting pliers and some round nose pliers. Those are the ones I'm going to use first. So I'm just going to roll one end of the wire just to create a little stop for the beads, because I don't want them to run off. So let me just do that, and then I'm going to straighten my wire. There we go. So I've just got that little, like an eye on the bottom, little thing there. And then I'm going to bring in, now I'm using these ones because they just remind me of the Christmas colours from when I was a child. So I just really like these beads for Christmas. So I'm just going to thread in, and it's entirely up to you what beads you use or how many. You can just put one on if you want to. You can go mad and have half a dozen or more. You can mix them up, match them out. Whatever works for you. Let's go for that light blue, blue-green one. Aqua colours, one of my favourite colours, that is. And then a purple one on there. What else should we have? Should we have a nice, that's a nice colour, isn't it? That's a sort of purpley colour, but not too deep. And the last one. So there we've got our beads on. So take that all the way down to the bottom. Let's pop them to one side. And I'm going to thread it through that hole that I've just made. So let's push that through like that all the way down. Okay, and now again I want some glue. I'm going to use my quick grabbing glue. So I'm just going to put some glue on there, on all the sides, same as we did with the green one, all the way up like that. You can put, I'd usually put a bit more on than this, but because I'm trying to be quick, I might, yeah, it's not as much as I would normally put on, so, or as graceful as I would normally put it on. So there we go, there's the glue on there, and I'm just going to bring it all together, making sure that that wire comes out the very point at the top like that. Okay, so I'm going to hope that does grab nice and quickly, and I'm going to bring in some ribbon. I don't think I put any on that one. Might have helped if I'd have stored it the right way round for it to grab, or for there to be plenty at that end. So plenty of glue on there. Hopefully that will grab it for us. So all the way up to the point, just get rid of any that spills out the seams, keeping that wire at the point where they join there. Okay, so hoping that's going to grab, or has grabbed. Our wire is still a bit mobile, we can still move it backwards and forwards, but don't worry, we're going to do something about that in a minute. So I'm just going to pop that down like that for a moment, and I'm going to grab some ribbon. So I'm using this gold ribbon, and I'm just going to thread it under there. Oops, not quite grabbed, has it? Push that back down. You can use sticky dots or even double-sided tape if you wanted to. Perhaps that's what I should have done for demonstration purposes. I do prefer the wet glues though, because it just holds it for a little bit better, doesn't it? So I'm just going to tie a bow around my wire. Not so sure this is the best ribbon to use, but let's give it a go. So just a regular bow, which of course I will mess up because I've got the camera on, so don't judge me on my bow tying prowess or not. Please. So let's slide that down and then put a bow on there like that. Now when you get to this point, you've got two choices, and I will talk to you about those now. Let's just finish the bow off. Pull those, yeah, like that. Oops. Yeah, this is probably not the best ribbon to try and use, especially when I'm trying to do a video on it. So let's just twist that a little bit, cut that off. So yeah, and it comes on a card, so what happens is the ribbon itself is trained to fold at particular places, so it doesn't always work very well. Anyway, so now that you're at this point, because we have our wire sticking out there, we have a choice. So we can either use something like our bottle. Let me just put the lid on so I don't get it everywhere. And we could then roll that around our bottle and create a nice big hook on the top that we can then hang from our tree. So if you prefer that method, then by all means do that. However, the second method is the one that I prefer. So we've got more than I need, and I always use more than I need because I don't know how much I will need for my beads, so I always do a little bit more than I probably need. So I'm just going to cut that off. That's about an inch and a bit above the ribbon. I'm just cutting that bit off, and then I'm just going to bring in my round nose pliers, and I'm using the thickest part on the plier, this, not the bottom, the tips, right the way up to the top, and then I'm just going to roll it and create a nice big roll there for me to hang it on the tree. Just going to bend it back to create a right angle, and then that's not very neat, is it? I will tidy that up afterwards. And then we have the loop that because I use those little hangers on my tree for all my decorations, so my hooks will go on there and then they'll be hooked on the tree. Let me give you an idea. I have in the past used paper clips to hang decorations on the tree just by straightening them out like that. So I would hook that end in there, and then this end will go over the branch of the tree to hang it on. And there we have our Christmas tree ornaments, our German bells. So there's one, and there's the other. Let's move that out of the way. So there's two of those. I'll trim that as well. Hadn't realised I hadn't trimmed it completely yet. So I'll get rid of those. So there's those two. And then there's these two, oh, which hasn't stuck very well. So there's that one. Oops, that one with the baker's twine, and that one with the baker's twine as well. So yeah, so I really like these. You can, as I have with this one, you can add another bow on it, or you can just leave it like that. My glue is not working for some reason on this paper, not sure why, but there you go. I'll be sitting here and holding this for a couple of minutes until that glue properly grabs, and then I will put a bow on it at the top. Got some more baker's twine there. So there you go. I hope you like them. I hope you're going to give them a go. And as I said, you can make them, these are 6x6 papers, or as big as this one, which is 12x12 papers, which could easily have a gift in it that for somebody special. And they're very easy. You can glue all the sides and leave one, and that will just, you know, put a glue dot or something on there so that it's easier to open, and then you can get into it at that point there. So I love them. I've made them for a long time. Haven't done them for a couple of years, so I thought it's time to resurrect this this project. Okay guys, well I hope you enjoy them, and I'll see you all in the next video. Bye for now.